What's up, creepers and geekers? Chris, the Atari Creep. How's everyone doing today? Welcome back to Milieu Macabre as we continue building the one-to-one vinyl Facehugger model kit. All right, so let's get the fingers, legs, appendages, whatever you want to call them. Let's get them secured to this fucking thing. So now that we're on to actually attaching the fingers, my initial thoughts were to remove most of, let me get a better one, most of this flashing away and just leaving this lip, leaving this material in there and then gluing it directly to here so I had plenty of space to glue onto. But I was talking to my buddy Mike again last night about this, and he suggested popping these out like they're probably intended to be, and then heating up this with, you know, in my case I'd use hot water, and then kind of forcing it in there. And that way what I'll end up having is like a ball joint and a swivel. And my process would be, I'm going to get all of them in there, let them hang loose, position the fingers and everything the way I want, and then tack them down with glue. Also in the future, should the glue fail, and the glue will fail eventually, this won't just fall off. It'll kind of just hang there. And it will just be a matter of just putting it back into position, tacking it in, and you are good to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut one of these out. I'm probably going to have to score this just a little bit just so it has something to kind of semi-collapse in on itself when putting it in there. And hopefully it'll flute back out. In fact, I kind of wish I hadn't put this together yet, because then I can just use my fingers to flute it out as it's cooling. So it's definitely in there permanently. But I don't think we'll have a problem with that. So I'm going to test with one, see if I like it. And then I'm just going to move forward with all of them. And then maybe we'll do the Lee press-on nails. It's not actually Lee press, so I'm going to use the stuff that came with the kit. And see where we go from there. The tail is going to be the toughest part. I want to curl it, but I just don't know exactly how and where I want the curls to be. So, let me get the fingers on, and we'll worry about that later. No point in screaming about the future until the future gets here. You know, the one thing that really gets me excited about making these model kits is obstacles. I love it when things get in my way. Like that right inside there that might prevent this from actually going in properly. One finger. Two fingers. Three fingers. Four fingers. Five fingers. Six fingers. Seven fingers. Eight fingers. Hey, thanks, Count. I really appreciate that. Now I know how to count to 8, and all is well in the world. So we got all the fingers on there, and that went very well, in fact. And they're pretty solid. They're in there. I haven't glued anything yet, but I can still twist and manipulate them. So I think I'm going to let those cool completely before I mess with them at all. I'm just going to let them do their thing. I did have a little bit of trouble getting these two in because of the flash from these end fingers were interfering. And you see this one, it's not quite all the way in there, but that's okay. Once I pinch it in there with some super glue, we should be good to go. Plans for the fingers, once I get them going, obviously I need to heat these and make them look good. But the two front ones here that are crossed, I hate that. So I'm going to spread them out. And I want them up, like their fangs coming at you, you know. I want this thing to look sick. But like I said, I'm going to let the joints cool. I go out and have a smoke. And for better or worse, I think I'm going to put the first part of the tail on right here. I still got to figure out how I'm going to curve it and which direction. Am I going to do a curly cue and how I'm going to do that? But for now, I'm going to preliminarily, is that even a word? Put this part of the tail on. And once these joints are cool enough, which they should be by the time this gets locked on, I'm going to position the fingers where I want them, glue them in, use a hairdryer, bend them to the way I want to bend them. Then we'll put on some fingernails, and then from there we'll figure out the tail. And after that, it's just paint. Like I said, it's a fairly simple, straightforward model build. So let me let these cool. I'll get the tail on, and we'll figure out what to do from there. All right, so I got all the fingers glued in. I had a little bit of hot water left over from when I inserted them, and I believe it was this finger that needed to be bent to be a little more centered. So I just took care of that, and what little I had left over I used to kind of separate these two. In hindsight, I should have glued these knuckles a little, forward. I may be able to loosen them up and do that, because again, I want this to be up and over. There's going to be very minimal filling to be done inside the knuckles, but a couple of them need it, especially in these front ones. These ones, they went in easy, but they went in wonky too. But we got it done. And I did pop this tail on, and in my kind of OCD mode, which I'm not truly OCD, here's the joint. I wish I had taken some heat to this and just popped it out a little bit so it would join it just a little bit better, but I guess that's good enough. I'm not a perfectionist or anything, but I have to go get the kids from school now, so I'm going to be putting this down just for now. And I think what we'll do next is we'll figure out the placement of the fingers in which, they're positioned. And then after that, we'll do all the filling that we need to do. And then the tail's going to be the hottest part. I don't know how or in which way I'm going to play with that. I do not want it to come straight out. But we'll figure it out when we figure it out. All right, guys, I guess this is where I'm going to end the video. I was able to get all 6 leg fingers, I guess you'd call them, right where I wanted them. So they're pretty even on the table. I mean, obviously, because of the tail, it's going to lift forward. I could have pushed these down, but no, I wanted them somewhat even. So it looks like it's running across the floor. As far as the front ones are concerned, let's get a nice view here. They're not as pushed up as I would like, and that has a lot to do with how I glued them in. I didn't think before I glued them in. If you see, there's a big space right there. I tried to gently separate the glue, but I put so much in there that, it's not going to happen. But that's okay. I was able to get them separate, and I think it looks good like this. I'm debating on whether or not to notch out like a U on the knuckle here, and actually just using some heat and pushing it forward and then sealing it back up with more glue, just so it's up a little bit more. I'm really stuck on that look, but we'll see. I got big plans as far as how I'm going to display this bad boy, so if one of my ideas comes to be reality, then it's not going to matter where these are. It'll look just fine like that. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Go ahead and leave feedback. Thumbs up, thumbs down. All feedback is positive. Until next time, guys, take care. Bye-bye.